today. So I want to welcome everybody. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy schedule to join us for Real Estate Friday. Some of you, or if not all of you, have been joining us every single day for all of our training. So we appreciate you for that, and we do this to keep everyone motivated and continue moving forward during this critical times that we're dealing with. So once again, welcome and thank you, and happy Friday to everybody. So today I wanted to share with you some information, like an update on the market, what is going on. Like every Friday for real estate, we try to bring in the latest information that we can find on the real estate market, and to give you some update as to how the market is moving and bring you some good news. Because as you know, every time we turn in the TV or the radio, or we look into all the social media platform, all we see is bad news. So we want to bring to you good news and give you some light to this problems and situations that we're dealing with. So I'm going to share my screen. I have some information I want to share with you, and I can send the report to you after if you want to share with others. So let me go ahead and open it up here. All right. So this one is called the South Florida home sales inched higher just as the coronavirus pandemic hit. So this is based on the latest report released by the Miami Association of Realtors back in March 2020. Now, mind you, for April, it did increase a little bit more. So the numbers continue to go up a little bit higher versus going down or sideways as people think that it's happening right now. So I want to go over this with you real quick and give you an update of what's going on in Miami-Dade and Broward. So if you see both numbers of sales, and the median sales prices grew in Miami-Dade, as you can see in the report, and Broward in March, just as the coronavirus began to grip South Florida. The Miami Association of Realtors released this report, so you can go ahead and check that out if you want. This was released back in April 21st, so just a few days ago. Now, Miami-Dade, what is going on in Miami-Dade? So Miami-Dade, the total sales inched up 0.43% year over year. So that means that 2,313 in March 2019 increased to this year, March 2020, 2,323. Single-family homes transactions increased by 1.6%, while sales of condos increased by 0.6%. Now the inventory. Our inventory dipped 12% for single-family homes, and 9.5% for condo units. Now, a report mentions that supply for single-family home, that leaves us with 5.5 months worth of supply for single-family home and 12.5 months of supply for condos. Now, when you look at these numbers, okay, what we consider to be a balanced market is a supply of 6 to 9 months. That is considered a balanced market. So based on that numbers that you're seeing on the screen, we can say that we're right now in a balanced market. So when you hear buyers or sellers saying, okay, this is going to go down, where everything is going to go to chaos, we are in a balanced market right now. The median prices continue to rise for both single-family homes and condos. Single-family home went up by 9% from the median of $350,000 to $382,000. So the median condo price grew by 9.8% from $245,000 to $270,000. Luxury homes, for those of you that works on the luxury homes, the price over 1 million rose from both single family homes and condos. The number of luxury transactions, if you can see here, increased 17.1% for single transactions to 91 transactions. Again, this was based on March, so the numbers for April went up slightly higher. What's going on? If you guys losing me, please let me know. I see my connection here is a little bad. Broward. So Broward, as you can see here, the numbers, again, the total sales edged up slightly by 0.18% from 2,830 in March 2019, increased for March 2020. So it grew by 1.2%, while single family transactions dwindled by 1%. I'm gonna let you continue reading on this, so I wanna share that with everybody. But the point is that it doesn't matter what is going on with the world right now. Our market, our industry is still moving forward. There's still projection for growth. Now, later on in the year, we hope to see everybody getting back to action and the financing world. Well, before I introduce my guest speakers for today, I wanted to say something. A lot of you are aware that today we have the Blue Angels flying over, right? Did anybody know? Awesome. So some of you sent me a text saying that I won't be able to attend because they wanted to go ahead and record that. So, but my question is, what is the mission of the Blue Angels? Does anybody know?
Oh, they just passed it over my house.
They just did. So I'm waiting for them. Any minute they're gonna pass by here by Doral. So I have Ashley Kelly outside with a video camera. So the mission of the Blue Angel stands for is to showcase the teamwork and professionalism of the United States Navy and Marine Corps through flight demonstrations that you will see and community outreach while inspiring a culture of excellence and service to our country. Now, I want to introduce to you, as you know, our country, our nation is based on freedom. So I want to introduce to you a company that has a similar vision than not the Blue Angels, but they do have a similar mission to showcase teamwork and professionalism when it comes to lending. So I want to introduce to you Freedom Mortgage. I have Lauren and Jeffrey joining us today, and they're gonna give us pretty much an update of what's going on besides introducing themselves. Hey, Lauren and Jeffrey, how are you? Remember, you gotta unmute yourself.
Forgot about that.
Hi, nice to see everybody and meet everybody today.
Hey guys. So talk to us a little bit about you guys, the company, what you stand for. I love the name actually, Freedom Mortgage. That's actually pretty cool.
Awesome. Yeah. So basically, Freedom Mortgage is a direct lender. Very important. We service around 90% of the loans that we fund. So basically, what that means is most of the people that will be buying a home with you guys and financing through us will continue to pay Freedom Mortgage throughout the duration of the time that they own the home and that the loan is with us. Some people love that. Some people could really care less about it, but it's important for some people. We are direct lenders, like I said, so we don't broker your deal around. We don't shop it around with other lenders. We are the lender that will be funding the loan and servicing it as well. So we have lots of great programs, conventional, FHA. We're very strong in the conventional market, in the FHA market. Our rates are phenomenal, very competitive for your clients, and get them great programs, great service, and great rates. It's great to be in talks, to be partnering with you guys, and we're excited about it. And we're excited to learn more about your brokerage and to assist all of the agents that are within Broker Nation to help them grow their business through events and marketing and social media and guiding and walking hand in hand with all the agents that are in Broker Nation. I think that's important, to have a great relationship between us and you guys so that we can continue to help you grow your business while growing ours as well. You have anything to add, Lauren?
Just that we also strive to make things easier for you guys as agents. I know you guys deal with a lot of issues in every transaction and have a lot going on. And the last thing you want to deal with is a MLO that's not answering you or not keeping you in the loop. So I really try to make that my priority, to always be available, always be quick to respond to text and email, to try to make things as easy and smooth for you guys so you don't have to worry. And I think keeping all the agents in the loop when I'm dealing with the clients is important too, so that you always know what's going on and know where the loan is, or if we're having an issue, you can step in if needed and make it a smooth transition for everyone involved.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with that. And just to piggyback off what Lauren said, all of the loan officers within the Coral Gables branch in Miami, which is where we are. We're right on Ponce de Leon Boulevard. That's where our office is. It's important to us that we're always there for you guys. We pick up the phone, whether it's good news, bad news, or indifferent, that we deliver that to you guys with a smile and continue to service you and your clients to the best of our abilities and make sure that everybody's happy. I'm sure you've all been through it, depending on how long you've been in the business of loan officers not answering their phone or ducking you guys. That is not something that we do. We make sure that we're always available to answer any questions, pre-approvals, Monday through Sunday, morning until night, and just there to service you guys, because at the end of the day, we all work together and we all have one common goal, and that is getting the deal to the table and closing it. So it's important for us, and I know it's important for you that we all communicate and be there for each other.
Absolutely, and thank you for that. And you guys made yourself available. It was pretty much like a last minute thing. We talked yesterday, and you guys made yourself available for us. So we appreciate that very much. That goes a long way. So let me ask you this. So you mentioned earlier that you guys are, as direct lenders, you do service your own loans, and that's great to know. Can you tell us the difference? Why that's important?
So being a direct lender is, when you have a client, one of the opportunities and one of the benefits of it, I should say, is we run the credit one time. Okay, so we don't shop it around to different lenders to try to find the best rate for your particular client in their situation. We have those best rates and those programs available to us, and it's just one credit pull. We don't. It doesn't take us. We don't have to go to this bank and that bank and this bank to see who has the best offer. We're going to be able to offer you something immediately, right on the spot. We have our products. We have all of the products that that everybody offers, and it's important. And I think possibly James, if you want to jump in and James.
Yeah, I was just going to. Hey guys, sorry that I'm not on the video. It was a last minute thing. But look, you asked an important question. What separates lender to lender, right? And when someone is in the servicing business, it eliminates overlays, which can separate institution to institution substantially. So in a normalized world, and obviously I hope everybody, as our first introduction, is staying safe and doing well, and this hasn't affected your families and so forth. And in these unique times, some of what I'm talking about, there's layers of complexity being added to that, right? So in a normalized world, if this wasn't to happen, and to give you an example, on a Jimny loan, which is FHA, okay, the government says that you can go down to a 500 FICO score, where other companies have different overlays for their willingness to take on risk to put a layer above what Ginny says or what FHA says. So the predominant overlay you'll see is a 580 FICO score. Then you'll go into other companies that want less risk, like a Chase, okay? They put a 640 FICO score. Now that's been raised to 700 due to the additional risk during coronavirus. So that one example should give you kind of the whole bucket or the whole gamut to all these different products that are available. If Freddie, Fannie, Ginny, VA says that we can do a loan, we go direct to their standards, and there's nothing overlaying that guideline. So what it does is it widens the availability of a consumer because my credit basket is much larger. Listen, there's been a lot of changes, and hopefully we can do a separate, more organized, detailed meeting with you and your staff to really explain the changes that have happened in the marketplace that could affect existing deals, people you may have pre-approved prior to. Jeff brought up another point, I think Lauren did as well. We've built our business, myself and my business partner have expanded what started with 2 offices very close to each other in New York to 16 locations in 6 states by taking an approach of supporting our referral partners. The deals always should be a standard, meaning if you call us, we should answer the phone call on a weekend, right? We should stand behind our pre-approvals. We should be able to provide that basic service and exceed the expectation. But we don't look at it just as a transactional, the same way you don't look at how you farm for more clients out there in the marketplace. You want a long-standing relationship. And the only way to be able to do that is to really be supportive of what you need to grow your business. We understand we're 95% purchase driven, and of that 95%, probably 90% realtor referral driven. So we just understand your needs, how to be supportive, and look to develop that long-standing relationship, really develop synergy. Having these types of meeting, understanding, linking up the right person with the right loan officer to develop and build upon, it's very important to us. So we're glad to have these initial conversations with all of you and for the time. And I look forward to helping your business grow alongside ours.
Absolutely, and thank you for that input. So yeah, so I see that. I mean, that makes a big difference, and it was very well put by you. So thank you so much for that. How's your business been looking since the whole COVID-19? I know for some of us or a lot of us, business actually has increased by a lot. A lot of people that sellers that they were trying to sell their property. Me, for example, had a property. It wasn't selling well. because of the price point. And right when COVID-19 hit, now everybody wanted to see the property. So stuff like that started happening. A lot of buyers that were on the fence about buying, now all of a sudden they decide, hey, you know what? Let me start buying right now. And I've been able to meet people like you guys, for example, that are offering your products that it widens the amount of buyers that can qualify now that maybe before they weren't qualifying for whatever reason. So how are you guys been affected, good or bad? I mean,
So I'm going to give you a generalized and then maybe a little bit more specific to your side. So from our perspective, I have to be thankful because we were angled with enough of an existing portfolio with the amount of business that we close month to month to be able to take advantage of reducing interest rates for previous clients. So we almost had, when the interest rates dropped substantially, we almost had like a large amount of leads that we were sitting on to be able to convert and supplant some of the distress that was happening within the purchase market. Again, when you're angled so heavily into the purchase transaction, of course, you still retain the client, right? Because not just the mission of the home team, which is our group within Freedom Mortgage, but the mission statement is to create a client for life. So this is also helpful just to highlight that point because we keep notes within the system. Sometimes we'll get the call and the realtor won't. So we identify and keep track of where the deal came from because, hey, let's just say you lose contact, their email chains, they're not in your CRM, you forget to make the phone call. We can then deliver you back that same client. Hey, well, you need to call these guys back. They got you into the house. Oh, you're right. I forgot about that. So it's that extra step of trying to keep the clients together. So luckily, we're going to keep on pace closing above our traditional volume amounts month to month and year over year. Thankful for that. Now, the purchase market has put strenuous effect on not just our business, but yours. And we took an all hands on deck approach. And I hope the lenders you were working with before did the same thing of identifying loans in putting them into buckets, deals that weren't going to be able to close due to COVID, people that had secure jobs that were considered essential, who was going to be affected by guideline changes. And the goal was to make sure that both of us had the smallest amount of spillage as humanly possible, right? And spillage is in any business. We don't want to lose what we've already worked for. Now, there's some deals, there's some pieces of this that unfortunately couldn't be held together, but that's not bank related. That's what's going on in the world related. And we've also created some exit strategies, to your point, of how to get these people either into a different property or into that same home when everything normalizes. I'm of the same mindset, and I think you said it in the same way I would have. I never like to look at a glass as half empty. There's opportunity. And I'm not saying that in a insensitive fashion to what people are going through. But the reality is that through this, business will go on. And any type of doing this over 20 years and being through 3 different types of, not exactly like this situation, but post 9/11 and financial collapse of, the late 2000s, I've seen what has happened afterwards. And as long as you look at the market in the right way, there'll be substantial opportunity, to your point. And hopefully we can help leverage our information. And I love what you did here in terms of staying on top of what's happening in the news, because not everybody reads every publication. And this is all important information, right? Knowing what's going on in your own backyard, knowing what's going on in lending, it just makes the conversation so much more fluid. But any specific detail-oriented issues, even if it could be something where you have a transaction that may be falling apart, even if we're not going to do it, even if you want to keep it there, we will want to be that additional resource to make sure that what you're being told is accurate. And as I mentioned before, certain products I may have more accessibility to, whereas a current lender may not. So any which way we could be supportive and helpful through these difficult times, we're a phone call, email away.
And I appreciate that. And on that note, do you guys mind putting your information on the chat if you can, Will, Lauren, so everybody can see it? And I already have it, so I'll be more than happy to share with our agents so they have your information as well. So I thank you so much for that input. Yes, sir.
And what I was going to say was, if you want to take an organized approach, if you can turn to your offices, staff, colleagues, so forth, and maybe give us a couple of the highlighted questions, things that are coming across the majority of people's laps, what information they need, what you need to highlight in your given market, so it could be more, efficient in how we present to your organization.
Absolutely. And if any of you out there, guys that are joining us today, you have any questions, feel free to ask and put it in the chat, or let us know, or reach out to them personally and let them know what is going on or what questions you may have. So they're putting their information in the chat for you to have it. Feel free to reach out to them. Now, as you can see, and they're sharing that information with us, the information that I posted earlier, as far as the news, it's just telling us a different story. I mean, if you look at the numbers kind of tell you the picture of what is happening right now, and that's what you need to follow. That's what you need to see, and that's one thing to do. And the other thing to do is continue staying engaged with your team. A few weeks ago, I mentioned about building a power team. Again, we put in people like this companies and people that are giving us their service, and they're giving us their time and resources to be able to give you the tools that you need to continue moving forward and closing deals and sharing information, valuable information to clients, buyers, and sellers, and pass leads so they know where they're at. Because again, if you listen to the news, everything is negative. But once you actually look at the truth and the reality of what is happening, market is still doing good. We're still in a balanced market. And that, to me, it's great news to share with others.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, I'm doing some of the most pre-approvals I've done in the last couple of months, in this last week or two. People are at home, and while that could be negative in some lights, they have a lot of time on their hands to really think about where they are in life. They aren't happy in their house because they've been stuck in it for so long. So a lot of times people are so busy in their life, they don't want to get together their finances and take that first step and then contact a realtor, but now they have nothing but time. So they are sending me all their documents in record pace, and they're really getting motivated to move. So that's great for us, and that's great for realtors. So there is a lot of business out there, and people have the time now to look at houses and to get pre-approved. So I think it's been pretty positive on my end. I've noticed the opposite of a slowdown as far as people getting pre-approved and people wanting to look at houses.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and I have seen the same thing, the opposite of slowing down. In fact, a lot of people that before they weren't buying, like past leads that they just didn't respond to the calls or anything like that. Now they're responding, and I've been able to invite them to a Zoom meeting, a quick Zoom meeting, and we talk face to face. That before it was over the phone, and they wouldn't give me the time and day sometimes. Now we're doing face to face meetings on a Zoom call, and we'll talk for like 15. Up the appointment, he's online sitting, and they're sitting at home, and I'm sharing my screen, and we look at the MLS together, and we look at properties, and then we set meetings together, and it has become more familiar. We have become more familiar, and some of us have even become friends by Zoom. So we're using this platform, this resources to do that. But the point is, we have to reach out to those clients. We have to reach out to past leads, family member, our sphere. All of you has been to the Relevant Realtor. If you haven't, we're gonna have one coming up. So if you go to brokernation.events, you're gonna see our next Relevant Realtor event. It's really interesting how to stay relevant in today's market, especially during a COVID-19, where everybody's running scared, but you can still stay relevant. Guys, thank you again for your time. Jeff?
Dalen, I'm sorry. Would you mind if I just added something to something you just said? What we've had some good success with, just in another way of farming for additional business, is looking at your previous database for deals you have closed, and try to track equity, right? Because at the time they may have closed, the rate may have been substantially higher. They may have paid down some of the debt, and they may be able to access the equity with the reduction in rate to get a down payment to purchase an investment property. So you're doing a disservice to yourself and to your group without being that person to tell them, hey, I may have opportunity coming out of this. There may be some distressed opportunity, and you're sitting on a gold mine. Why don't you speak to my guys, see what your options are, and we'd be able to get you back into the market to not just own your own home, but to become an investor. So just been working with some other real estate firms that we're doing business with. I just wanted to add that.
No, and you know what? You're 100% correct. In fact, I'll just input this little deal that I'm working on. So I got this two buyers. This buyer is a family, because I tap into them. They have no idea they wanted to buy, But when we tap into that and they saw they had equity, they actually were able to go from a condo where they're living to a single family home, 2-story, in a great neighborhood with a pool, because now, because of the whole stay at home quarantine, they're like, hey, having access to a pool will be amazing. So, and the weather is beautiful. So now it's like, okay, you know what? I want to buy a house with a pool. So they're upgrading. Now I was able to get another buyer that got recently qualified for that price. And because she had equity in her home, she was able to pull out the equity and buy this property that these people are moving to upgrade. They're buying that property now cash. So one thing helped the other. These 2 transactions are going, actually they're closing next week on Friday. So I'm super excited about that. And that property that the other lady's buying for cash because she pulled out the equity, now she's gonna be an investment home. So it keeps moving. So yeah, you're absolutely
going, yeah.
Can I jump in just to piggyback off that, Dalen? So I have a script that I'll send out to you, Dalen, and it's basically, I've been using it with my other referral partners. It's basically a compassion script, and what it is a way for your realtors to reach out to the people that they've worked with in the past, not in a salesy way, in coming from a place of compassion and just talking to them and speaking to them about the current market and saying, hey, if you have a higher interest rate, possibly look out. Let me introduce you to my referral partner, my preferred lender that we have. And he could possibly save you a couple of bucks every month on your mortgage by taking from the high interest rate that you currently have and taking advantage of the low interest rates now. It's just another way to get in front of your old clients, new clients, in a way that doesn't come across as a salesman for people that aren't looking to necessarily buy right now, but just to put you in front of them and have that conversation with them. So I'll email you that script. I have it so that you can send it to all of your agents.
All right, send it over. I'll share it with everybody. Thank you so much for that, Jeff. All right, guys, does anybody have any questions, any input you want to ask Freedom Mortgage? Please feel free to do so, or type it, or reach out to them. I think they put their information in the chat for you guys to have. If not, guys, I want to thank you so much. First of all, I want to thank everyone for that joined us today for Real Estate Friday, and a special thanks to the team for Freedom Mortgage for joining us today. And thank you for your time. I know it was the last minute, but you had so many golden nuggets that you had to add it today. So we appreciate
Dalen?
it very much. Yes, sir.
Dalen, I just wanted to say, thank these guys for what they were saying. And for those of you that don't know me, I'm Steve, the marketing director for Broker Nation. And every Tuesday and Thursday, we host trainings. So make sure you go to brokernation.events to check those out. And I just want to reiterate what these guys are talking about. In the marketing world, we call that customer life cycle. And it's a 360-degree view of the customer, like never giving up. Once the sale is done, you're not done with them. They should go back in your database. And a lot of the things that they're talking about are things we talk about internally all the time. The money is in the list. Build your database, use the CRM, find ways to provide value, and build that customer life cycle that continues to bring you new business and build your brand. As far as Tuesdays and Thursdays, I wanted to remind everyone that we have another relevant realtor on next Thursday. We did one last Thursday. It was a big hit, but our Zoom, we had a technical problem with our Zoom and it capped out at 100 participants. We worked with Zoom and got that fixed out. That filled up in the first 3 minutes and capped out. But make sure you go and register for that at brokernation.events, www.brokernation.events. On Tuesday, I didn't put it up yet, but I'm going to do a training on virtual events for realtors, basically how to host, promote, and get leads from your own Zoom event like we're doing right now. We've had a lot of experience with these, especially in the last 6 weeks, getting dozens and sometimes hundreds of leads and people to participate in these online events. This is where everyone is right now on these events, staying connected to the world and to their communities. And we want to teach our realtors how to do that themselves and host their own Zoom events, virtual events. So brokernation.events, www.brokernation.events to register.
Excellent. Thank you, Steve. So yeah, every day, Monday to Friday, we do have trainings with at different times. So I want to stay tuned to that. So brokernation.events, go there and make sure you register. And besides register yourself, invite somebody else to the trainings, invite somebody else to these meetings. because they can get so much information that they can implement in their business right now. And like you, they can increase their knowledge and business. So thank you again, guys, so much for joining us today. Thank you, Freedom Mortgage, for your input today. I appreciate that very much. And to everyone that joined us this afternoon.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Everybody wave.
Good weekend.
Thank you.
Everybody wave to the camera, please. Go. Everybody wave. Bye.
Bye.
Your hand up and wave right in the camera.
Thank you.